Hello and welcome once again to Breakfast All Day, a very special Tuesday edition of Breakfast All Day because it is Hollywood's biggest morning. It is Oscar nomination day. I'm Christy, that is Alonso, and our special guest, our great friend today is Glenn Whipp from the LA Times. He is the awards guru and just a lovely gentleman in general. Hello, Glenn.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you. So real fast before we launch in, if you've not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. And please hit that bell so that you don't miss a thing when good stuff like this comes in. We're also going to have a little DVD bit for you later on today. So in addition to the reviews and stuff at the end of the week, Oscar nomination day. Big winner of the day, Power of the Dog, has the most nominations with 12, including Best Picture, Director, many acting nominations, cinematography, score, editing. Runner-up is Dune with 10, which has picture, all the technical categories you could imagine. But strangely, not a director nomination for Denis Villeneuve. Apparently, Dune directed itself.
Okay, don't do that. If you're gonna
weird. Well, it's weird.
Okay, then if you have 10 best pictures and 5 best directors, that's gonna happen.
It is gonna happen. But I mean, like, I feel like Dune is such a grand cohesive vision and like a massive thing to execute that to not honor him just feels weird. Glenn, what do you think?
I think they just did it to anger the internet because he has such a loyal fan base. But I mean, a lot of people find his movies a little bit cold and not surprising.
Yeah,
it's not surprising to me that. Well, it was surprising that he wasn't nominated because, like you say, 10 nominations is even the screenplay was nominated, and I found that a little bit of a slog at sometimes. I'm not the biggest Dune fan. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. Found some, I mean, his movies are like you admire them, but you don't necessarily love them, and that's kind of how I felt about Dune, and it seems like how the Academy felt too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So I think absolutely all the technical categories, sure, absolutely no problem. But yeah, it wasn't one that I loved. Adapted screenplay is a weird category this year because I think there's some strange omissions. Notably, Tony Kushner's screenplay for West Side Story, which I think dares to futz around a bit with kind of an established American classic and in ways that improve the material, I think. But so I was surprised that one kind of fell by the wayside. I think obviously no House of Gucci nominations is a surprise.
No, it got one. It got one.
Did one? Oh, for
makeup.
What? Okay, well,
because someone had to transform Jared Leto into Jeffrey Tambor.
17 pounds of latex doesn't apply itself.
You're right. Yeah, but I mean that was one that I remember I was walking into this yesterday just thinking, if I had to spend another month talking about Being the Ricardos, House of Gucci, and Tick Tick Boom, but at least I have one of them I can take off of that list.
Glenn, what are your thoughts?
This is a great day for you then, Alonso. Maybe most of those were. I mean, it's a great day for me because the one film you haven't mentioned, and we're all in LA Film Critics Association, we all vote. Our best picture this year was Drive My Car.
Yeah.
And I remember when we gave that, even though I was away this year, but it was my proxy vote. And people were going, New York already did that, And then after National Society followed us and named Drive My Car Best Picture, why are you guys wasting your influence on Drive My Car? The Academy's not going to vote for it. And turns out we were kind of wielding our influence.
I guess so,
on this masterful movie.
Isabel Sandoval tweeted this morning that, the last 2 Best Director winners are Asian. So,
that's true. Yeah. So Drive My Car has a record for the number of Oscar nominations a single Japanese film has gotten. It got picture, director, screenplay, and international film.
Yeah. I think Flea obviously that's some kind of record, right? That it's got nominated in 3 categories.
Documentary, animated feature, and international feature. Yeah.
That's never happened.
It might
before.
not win any of them.
Yeah.
It might not, but it's it's an
there.
honor to be nominated thrice.
We should mention real fast what the 10 Best Picture nominees are. They are Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up,
Boo,
Dune, Drive My Car, as we just mentioned, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, my favorite movie of the year, and Alonso's, and then Glenn loves it too, we know. Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story.
Yeah, the big winner of the day, I mean, yes, is Power of the Dog, but really it's Netflix, because Netflix has the most nominations of any studio. And it was not that long ago when it was just considered a fait accompli that, of course, Netflix movies were going to be either ignored in the nomination process or never win anything because they were the new scary thing that like all of the other studios were terrified of. And now they are clearly, if not part of the establishment, And so, there's no longer that notion of like streaming service, we don't and like Apple obviously it scored some today with Coda, and so yeah, we're seeing that dynamic shifting.
Well, the pandemic changed everything, right? It changed the way we all consume everything. Glenn, what were you happy to see get nominated today, besides Drive My Car, of course?
Besides Drive My Car.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just one add to the Netflix and Power of the Dog. Now the question is, can Netflix win the Best Picture Oscar? Because it's had The Irishman, it's had Roma, it's had some contenders, strong contenders, but there's still resistance within the industry to give Best Picture to a streamer. But you would think this year, the interesting nomination I found for Power of the Dog was Jesse Plemons showing up supporting actor along with Cody Smith-McPhee. So you had all four of the principal actors nominated. You have it nominated editing, directing, screenplay,
score.
It's going to win, right?
Cinematography.
A
Johnny Greenwood score. I would think that at this moment in time, Power of the Dog is your front runner for Best Picture, but it's 6 weeks, 7 weeks until the Oscars. So as we know, that's an eternity.
Yes, exactly. Jane Campion, first woman to be nominated twice. This is apropos of nothing, but I thought kind of an interesting tidbit. The first year that two actor couples have both have been nominated, Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, and then Plemons and Kirsten Dunst for Power of the Dog. I, of course, was thrilled about the two nominations for Parallel Mothers. LAFCA gave score to Alberto Iglesias this year. And so he's got a nomination, that's very cool. And a couple of nominations for The Worst Person in the World, which is one of my favorites this year. Renata Reinsve was, sadly denied. And I think she would be a much better nominee than Jessica Chastain, but that's just me. But those were the ones I was happiest about.
Kristen Stewart, guys. Kristen Stewart coming into this. I mean, like Lady Gaga was nominated for every big award thing coming into this, but then didn't get a Best Actress nomination at the Oscars. Kristen Stewart got nothing the whole way through and pulled it out. But again, as Alonso, as you and I talk about all the time, how there's not really an active snub by a giant group. It could have been like one vote separating Kristen Stewart and Lady Gaga. It could have been like one vote separating, Paul Thomas Anderson and Denis Villeneuve. I mean, who knows?
You never know who came in sixth. Like, I would really love for and I've mentioned on Twitter and other people have too, and I'd love to see a real movement start, because we're a few years away from it, that the Academy should release the numbers 100 years later. Just for historical purposes, let us know after everybody's dead, like how many votes did Sunrise get? Like how close was it between Janet Gaynor and whoever she beat that year? I would love it if there would, that could be kind of a statute of limitations where they just like, all right, fine, there's nothing to lose. We're not hurting anybody's feelings, but that's a topic for another day.
Glenn, any other weird ones that stuck out to you that were like cool surprises?
Are we really sure that the Lady Gaga omission was not an active snub, though? Because it was kind of annoying through award season talking about how she immersed herself in the character, and she at one point was driving by a location where Gucci was, spoiler alert, Gucci was killed, and she had like I had a premonition or a feeling like I murdered him. She was so immersed in this character. She was kind of annoying. for a lot of people.
Look, I would say, you never want to show them you want it too much, but they did nominate Sally Kirkland once, so you never know.
Yeah. I was thrilled. I mean, I'm a LAFCA homer. I'm a LA Film Critics homer. So Penelope Cruz, love Parallel Mothers, was not sure. I mean, that was the thing this year. You're not sure how many people have seen the movies because we're still kind of in our own little silos here.
Right.
There's not as much conversation. So that lead actress category was packed, and packed with some people who weren't in very good movies. Some of those people were nominated. Alonso probably could name those. I mean, that was a thing where Best Picture's not, the Best Picture nominees are revealed in alphabetical order. And so they start with Belfast, and you go, oh, whew, nope, being the Ricardo. So,
but then they got 3 acting nominations.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? But it's the actors branch voting on those. It's such an actor's movie.
And not one for Nina Arianda, who I would argue is maybe the best.
I agree.
Right.
I think no Sorkin screenplay there either. I was thrilled to see Anjanou Ellis get in for King Richard, because for me, she's really the heart of that movie. I mean, of course, Will Smith was going to get nominated. It's this very showy role for him. It's very much in his wheelhouse. It was sort of a given that he would be. But Anjanou Ellis is stealthily really like the power figure behind the scenes there, and she's so fantastic. So I was thrilled about that. Troy Kotsur, I know he had gotten some momentum, and I'm thrilled to see him get into Best Supporting Actor for Coda.
Interesting that we get Denzel, but not Franny McDee on Macbeth.
And not Catherine Wagner, Glenn?
Hunter.
Thank you. We're so close. And she was fantastic. And of course, the cinematography got in for Macbeth, which was fantastic. We now have Academy Award nominees, Billie Eilish and Questlove.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish got in for her No Time to Die original song, and Questlove got in for a documentary that we all love, Summer of Soul, which was our editing winner at LAFCA. It's a fantastic documentary. So that got in there.
I would have liked to have seen Velvet Underground get in there, but I have not seen all of the docs.
Right. I feel like I'm really behind on the docs. I feel like I haven't seen about 3 of them. So maybe we can catch up with those at some point along the way. What else is of note? Oh, the whole give Spidey an Oscar campaign was for naught. It got a visual effects nomination, but that was it.
And that's fine. I mean, as we say, that's what the money's for. You were already the biggest hit of the last 5 years. Right. That should be plenty for you. Spider-Man,
the film industry is robust right now. Who needs a popular movie in the Oscars to generate interest in Hollywood celebration?
Do we honestly think that a Best Picture nomination for Spider-Man No Way Home would magically boost the ratings of this elephantine show? I don't think so.
No, nobody watches live TV, so that's that.
So a couple of things, Glenn. I've got a question for you. Why is it that Dos Orgullitas got nominated, but we don't talk about Bruno from Encanto?
Disney didn't submit. We don't talk about.
Is that what it is? Okay, because that's the jam from that movie.
Actually, Dos Orgullitas has always been my favorite song from the film. So I was. Cool.
Oh yeah, quite a few are very, very lovely. It
feels like you ask an Encanto fan what song is their favorite, you're going to get a different answer from.
Sure.
But that was the one song that Disney submitted. They only submitted one, and I think they just wanted to put all the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Really strong,
getting that to win.
Really strong animation category this year. I know some people were disappointed about Belle not getting in. I'm not a fan of that one, but of the 5 they picked, I thought they were all great.
Right. The 5 are Encanto, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, Flea, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Right. So yeah, those are all great. It's a mixed bag. It's like some head scratching stuff and also some awesome stuff and some things that maybe we didn't expect that happened. I want to mention real fast, if you guys are watching this and you want to catch up with the 10 Best Picture nominees, most of them are streamable. So like Belfast, for example, Belfast is in theaters and on Amazon Prime. Coda is on Apple TV Plus. Don't Look Up is on Netflix. Dune was on HBO Max and is no longer, but is streaming through other services where you can rent it. Drive My Car is only in theaters, but I'm really hoping that they find a way to push that out to more cities or find some kind of streaming partner so that folks can see it because there is so much interest in it. King Richard, no longer on HBO Max, is now on Vudu and also in theaters. Licorice Pizza is in theaters and is streaming on a variety of platforms.
Oh, it's streaming now?
It is, but you got to rent it. You
Okay,
know,
cool.
Nightmare Alley is now on HBO Max.
And Hulu.
Is it okay? Power of the Dog remains on Netflix, and West Side Story. Spielberg's making you go to the theater to experience it with people and sing along and dance in the aisles.
Yeah, and by the way, I was also excited that Janusz Kaminski got a cinematography nod after the Cinematographers Guild didn't nominate him. I thought his work on that was great.
And Janusz again, we keep nominating him.
And Dave and I actually reviewed Lunana, a Yak in the Classroom on Linoleum Knife a couple of weeks ago. I feel like we're one of 10 people who saw that movie who weren't in the Academy, but check that out.
Okay, Glenn, any final thoughts?
I feel like you're just getting ready to sing us off with something from West Side Story, Christy. So please do.
Oh no, I'm not sufficiently warmed up yet. It's too early in the morning. I shouldn't even be speaking this early in the morning. Are you kidding me? Anyway, Glenn, you're fantastic. Thank you so much. I know it's a busy day for you. It's your Super Bowl. Or it's like the Pro Bowl maybe, and then the Oscar day is the Super Bowl. It's not a good analogy, but it's busy.
It's a busy day, but I love being here. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. And Glenn, they can find you. You're at Glenn Whipp on Twitter. Yes.
Yes.
2 N's, 2 P's.
2 N's, 2 P's. Yes.
Glenn and no Whipp. He's fantastic and he's brilliant, and he'll have coverage all Oscars season long. Thanks again, you guys, for hanging out with us. Again, if you have not subscribed, we'd love to have you, and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. We're at BeFast All Day, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Find us. We've got a Patreon. We are patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We do TV recaps. We're going to have the Boba Fett finale for you this week. Ooh, and also more Pam and Tommy and other goodies. So go find us there. Thanks again, and happy Oscar season. Bye.
Bye.